imagine Paul Stanley is launching a North American tour of his artwork. That's right. The famous frontman of KISS is an accomplished painter. He's got an exhibit tomorrow in Short Hills, New Jersey, and this morning he's brought a couple of his pieces to share with us. So welcome to Good Day, Paul Stanley.
It's
Hello,
great.
good morning.
It's great to be here. Anytime I'm in New York, you know, this is where I was born and raised, I have to come by here.
Did you had a 6 o'clock wake-up call?
I had a 6 o'clock
Are you a
wake-up
morning
call.
person?
Actually, yeah, because I take my kids to school every day. And then, coincidentally, as soon as I drop them off at school, I go paint. So I usually paint from about 9 to 3 in the afternoon.
And we were talking, though, earlier about 45 years for KISS. Can you believe it?
No, because I'm not even 45 years old.
And everyone's been wondering, I mean, we know you have some gigs that are coming up in July.
Right.
But isn't there going to be also, there's talk of having a formal tour?
There will be a tour, and keep it a secret. I think there's a tour that will start probably the end of January. And in the meantime, I get to do my sometimes first love, which is also my second love, which is painting. And I started painting about 20 years ago. And
it wasn't in the beginning, though. You got teased a little bit about, or just they didn't take it as seriously, right?
I would say people were somewhat skeptical, and I understand it. But I had some pieces in my house, and invariably people would come over and say, "Who did that piece?" So finally I did a show, and here we are. Oh, I don't know, probably about 10 years later, and you know, sales have been multiple 7 figures.
What do we have here?
This is a flower bouquet that's actually on 2-inch plexiglass, and it's painted front and back, so it has a 3D look to it. And I've done a series of these on acrylic. And actually, now that you have Mother's Day coming up, I'm sure
it's a beautiful bouquet.
A flower bouquet that's going to last forever, hopefully as long as somebody's relationship.
How long does it take to do something like this, Paul?
Well, you know, it's hard to say because people sometimes equate time and money, and I'm not somebody who's a fan of that. When somebody says, "How long does this take?" I go, 65 years, because I couldn't have done it any sooner. So,
how much does something like this go?
This, I believe, is probably about $15,000. There are pieces that go anywhere from $1,400 to I think about $50,000. So there's something for everybody. You know, I understand that you know, it's money that you have to take out of your pocket, but you get a lot of joy out of it, and it's very gratifying to know that people other than KISS fans are collecting my art, and it validates it, and I'm having a ball. Personally,
let's go to the next one. Personally, though, for you, Paul, I would imagine that it also gives you, it's kind of cathartic.
Cathartic.
Right?
Well, yeah, I think that all of us can define ourselves by the challenges we take on and the results. So for me, painting has been another way I've defined myself. I starred in Phantom of the Opera.
I remember in Toronto,
yes,
right?
And I've got a band that sold 100 million albums. So
is that Paul Stanley and the Soul Station? Or?
Yeah, and I've got Soul Station, my R&B band that does all Motown and Philly soul. So for me, my mantra is no boundaries, you know, no rules, and I hope other people do the same for themselves.
Talk about this piece.
This is kind of what you'd call mixed media, multimedia, because there's gold leaf, there's silver leaf, there's paint, there's collage.
And a throwback to, and homage to.
Yes, to my other self.
Right.
And these are Swarovski crystals. So it's a cool piece.
So that's an expensive piece with the Swarovski crystals.
Well, you can take the crystals off and make yourself earrings. I mean, you know, whatever you want to do is fine.
All right, let's go to the next piece. I'm going to walk in front of it. I love the color. I mean, you're not shy.
No. Somebody said I'm fearless with color, and I went, well, what's there to be, you know?
Right.
What's there to be afraid of? So there's a series of guitars that I've done, kind of guitar dreams, and this is one of them. So this is done with acrylics, and I like to work large sizes. Let's see if we can get.
What inspires you?
Get a little of that glare off it. There you go.
What inspires you, Paul, when you're doing these?
Life. You know, to me, color is an affirmation of life. And for me, my life is full of lots of color. I'm very grateful to have a great family, to have gone.
4 children.
4 children, an amazing
Your wife, Erin.
Yeah, and you know, I've gone through my share of adversity, and thrilled to be where I am, and I paint my world with a lot of color.
Well, I love your work. Paul, you're going to be at Wentworth in
Yes.
Short Hills from 5 to 8, and that's going to be when, today or
That's
tonight?
tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay. Wonderful. Paul, thank you for being with us. Your artwork is beautiful.
What a pleasure to see you.
The music is fantastic. We want to see you back on the road. More importantly, we also want to see your work sold. Right?
Well, that seems to happen on its own.
It's good. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
All right. More Good Day coming right back.